NBA players love their shoes more than anything else in the world. When the league bans shoes, shit hits the fan. Some of these shoes give players special leaping abilities. Others are blinged out in diamonds. Some are straight up weird. Here are 10 sweet pairs of kicks that have been banned in the NBA. The hardest substance on earth is Jennifer Aniston's nipples in Friends.
Yes! Yes!
Diamonds are the second hardest substance known to man, so they are not a great option to be on the outside of a basketball shoe. Grizzlies star Ja Morant wanted to flex that he's more than just a gun-toting strip club enthusiast. He's an artist. Morant teamed up with Nike to create the Ja 1's Midnight version, which come encrusted with diamonds. What? Are these real? Yeah, it's a real shoe that you can buy, but it'll cost you your damn firstborn. As for getting them approved for on-court use in the NBA, ha! The commissioner laughed in Morant's face when he saw these. When Timberwolves star Karl Anthony Towns isn't balling out on the court, he's sitting in front of a screen. Cat loves video games, and he loves Netflix. His favorite show? Stranger Things. Towns thought it would be cool to create a custom shoe that honored the hit show, so he teamed up with Nike and busted out these bad boys. These things are sick. Two problems though. One, red and black are not the Timberwolves team colors, and the league is pretty big on shoes matching jerseys. Two, the NBA didn't like how Cat was giving free advertising to Stranger Things. Imagine if the game was a blowout and a fan switched over to Netflix in the third quarter because they saw Cat's shoes. They can't have that happening. The NBA slapped a ban on the Stranger Things shoes after just one game. These are just regular shoes, and the league got all uptight about them. These don't even give you supernatural powers like the APLs that are coming up later on this list. Banning sweet kicks because they don't match the jersey is nothing new. Former Hawks star Josh Smith got some of his favorite shoes banned by the NBA back in 2012. Smith had just released the Top 10 2000s, a shoe that paid homage to the year 2000. Ah, 2000, a simpler time. Folks were thankful for having lived through Y2K and weren't arguing as much. This didn't stop the NBA from slapping a ban on Smith's new kicks. Smith and a couple of his Hawks teammates decided to wear the pink and teal version of their shoes during a road game in Miami in 2012. Not only were the Hawks blown out by LeBron and the Heat, but the NBA fined and banned Smith's shoes for not being the same color as the Hawks jerseys. Damn, talk about a bad beach vacation. The league changed their color matching policy in 2018, so these shoes would have been legal today. Jay Smooth was way ahead of his time, just like anyone who subscribes to the channel. Come on, get in on the ground floor and hit that button now. Trivia time. Can you name the celebrity who said this quote? I feel like I'm too busy writing history to read it. It's Kanye West, one of the most provocative men to ever live.
When I run for president in 2024, we're gonna definitely know what y'all laughing at.
And also an NBA shoe designer. You better believe Kanye ain't making no cookie-cutter boring shoe. He had a dream of bringing Yeezys to the NBA, and he succeeded. Sort of. Kanye's streetwear Yeezys have been an American status symbol for nearly a decade. But the 24-time Grammy winner has started getting into basketball shoes. Bulls guard Zach LaVine famously donned the Yeezy Quantum Barium during the 2020 three-point contest. The next day, Brandon Ingram wore the same shoes while he was playing in the All-Star game. This was a major first step for Yeezys making it to the NBA, because Kanye's first shoe got banned by the league. The reason? A reflective heel that was against the NBA's policy of having lights or shiny things on shoes. This isn't the only shoe on this list that was banned for being too shiny. We're looking at you, Melo. More on him later. It's been a long back and forth for Ye trying to get his shoes popularized in the NBA. It's tough because the dude has enemies actively working against him. Speaking of having a lot of enemies, LeBron James almost got some of his shoes banned. Celtics star Paul Pierce has an ongoing feud with LeBron James. When Pierce started playing for the Wizards in 2015, he took on a mentorship role with the younger players. His His first piece of advice: stop wearing LeBrons. Wizards center Marcin Gortat said in an interview that this was the first thing Pierce tried to change when he arrived in D.C. Pierce was old school, and he believed that a player should never wear another player's shoes. It's like you're putting him up on a pedestal. He wanted to ban LeBrons from Washington. The Wizards showed why they are straight booty cheeks, though. They didn't listen to Pierce and instead haggled him down to wearing LeBrons in games but not practice. Is it any wonder the Wizards went 500 that year and missed the playoffs? Now, was Paul Pierce being stubborn, or was he actually onto something? Turns out that Pierce may have had a point. Check out what LeBron said in a GQ interview about guys who wear his shoes on the court.
If I see a guy wearing my shoes, you actually go to like the Foot Locker or somewhere, you just go get a pair of bronze and you want to wear them on a Tuesday night versus me, I'm gonna bust your ass. Straight up.
It's laughable that Paul Pierce's teammates didn't listen to him. There is one player in NBA history who always had complete control of his locker room: the late, great Kobe Bryant. Kobe had a line of shoes with Nike, and many of his Lakers teammates wore them in solidarity with the Black Mamba. This was all well and good when the team was winning, but Kobe didn't want his precious shoes to be on the feet of losers. His former teammate Nick Young tells a hilarious story about Kobe banning his own shoes from the locker room because the Lakers were losing so badly. I guess this is that famous Mamba mentality.
Kobe's in the locker room just waiting for everybody to come in. He said, y'all playing like blah, 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 soft, and he tells everybody to take their shoes off, their Kobe's off. And we took them off.
Did y'all throw them in the middle of like the...
in the middle of foul, like foul, he just started grabbing people's shoes and just throwing them, he threw them all in the trash.
They say that Kobe's intensity even carried over into his YouTube preferences. He always clicked the like button and subscribed to channels that he enjoyed. Let's pay tribute to the Black Mamba here and do the same. This next company makes shoes that are so outlandish, so futuristic, so insane that they couldn't possibly be used in the NBA. The company is called APL, Athletic Propulsion Labs, and their new loan and launch technology can increase vertical leap by several inches. Layers of springs, rubber, and foam inside the shoes can turn anyone into Ja Morant. The league banned these shoes so fast that it's not even funny. You ever seen the movie Flubber? It's basically that. Here's the genius part. APL actually wanted to get banned by the NBA. It's great publicity. Every box of new APLs comes with a banned in the NBA t-shirt. They're proud of it. Because of the ban, you'll never see an NBA hooper in APLs, but they're a terrific option for your local pickup game. This next guy, he looks like he belongs at your local pickup game. Frank Kaminsky is a relatively unknown player out of Wisconsin who is now bouncing around in the EuroLeagues. For such a low-key dude, Kaminsky rocked a sick kick game. He was only in the NBA for a couple of seasons, but here he is with some shoes inspired by the hit show The Office. He wore these in a game versus the Magic back in 2019. The league would have made a big fuss about it, but it was the last game of the regular season, and both the Magic and Hornets were well out of playoff contention. Kaminsky slipped under the radar. These next shoes didn't get past the law, though. In order to promote his new podcast on Barstool Sports, Kaminsky wore special red sneakers with the Barstool logo all over them alongside his podcast name, Pros and Joes. Did the publicity stunt work? Well, have you ever listened to Pros and Joes? No? Then I guess it didn't work. For obvious reasons, the league struck these down. They can't have players going around self-promoting podcasts during games. These special edition shoes Kaminsky was wearing were some custom Melo M13s. Melo wasn't surprised the shoes got banned because he's got a long history of getting shoes nixed by the league. Carmelo Anthony's Melo M10s looked sweet and felt amazing on your feet. They were the perfect basketball shoes, with one exception: their shiny heels. Just like the original Yeezy basketball shoes, the shiny reflective heel on the M10s was too distracting for the bright lights of an NBA arena. The league banned these shoes before they ever saw the court. They're a big hit in the stores, though. Sometimes getting banned is good for business. The #1 banned shoes in the entire world was also a massive hit in the stores. And they belong to Michael Jordan. Jordan Brand pulls in upwards of $3 billion per year in revenue. So we'd say their business decisions are pretty sharp. When Michael Jordan was a rookie for the Bulls in 1984, he unveiled his brand new sneaker, the Jordan 1. It was red and black, which was the Bulls' colors. This might seem normal today, but everyone was wearing either all white or all black shoes back then. A colored kick was too radical. The league banned them.
Michael, is this the shoe? Now, of course, we can't show what kind of shoe this is.
Yeah, that's okay. The color stand for
But
it.
is this the shoe that the NBA wouldn't let you wear?
Yeah.
Now, why wouldn't they let you wear it? Just because it's ugly,
know.
I
They
guess,
never
for
seen
starters.
In an infamous letter written by the NBA to Nike, the league informed the apparel behemoth that they'd fine Michael Jordan $5,000 every time he tried to wear his new Jordan 1s. Nike said, "No biggie, we'll just pay the fine." Jordan continued to wear the banned shoes, and they gained massive popularity. You can't walk into a shoe store today without seeing hundreds of Jordans on the walls. Now, there are some conspiracies out there that say this didn't really happen or that the NBA's letter was faked. But it's a great story regardless, and a lucrative one for Nike. The NBA can try to ban shoes all they want, but it actually creates more of a buzz than if they would just let the boys play. Let the boys play. And let our videos play. Here's a couple more we know you'll like.